You've heard it everywhere. Eating in front of a screen makes you eat more. But is that 15% number actually real or just internet folklore? Today, we put this claim under the microscope. Phones, TVs, tablets, do screens really hijack your appetite? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. We'll dig into the science, the history, and the hype. Is this a proven fact or just a myth that stuck? Millions of people eat in front of screens every single day. So where did this exact number even come from? Let's find out. Myth or reality? Our story starts in the 1950s with the invention of the TV dinner. Frozen trays let families eat while watching their favorite shows. It was marketed as modern, convenient, and exciting. Suddenly, mealtime and screen time became one and the same. Researchers started noticing something odd about these new habits. Around the same time, movie theaters were selling more popcorn than ever. Bigger screens meant bigger buckets and bigger appetites. By the 1970s, scientists began studying distracted eating more seriously. Television had become the centerpiece of the family dinner table. Early studies hinted that people eating with distractions ate more. As decades passed, screens got smaller, but they multiplied. Computers, then laptops, then smartphones joined the dinner table. Every new screen brought a new wave of eating research. By the 2000s, snacking in front of screens was the norm. Families started eating together while looking at separate devices. Brain scans showed something curious happening during screen time. Even lab rats near flickering lights showed changes in eating. Then came the headline that changed everything: a 15% jump in food intake. It exploded across social media, shared as an absolute fact. Journalists loved the number. Simple, shocking, shareable. But scientists behind the scenes were far more cautious. One small study became a global talking point. Friends warned friends, turn off the TV or you'll overeat. Fast food chains even used flashy screens to boost sales. The idea of a hypnotized, snack-hungry brain took hold. Forks and remotes became symbols of a modern battle. Influencers built entire videos around this dramatic claim. Classrooms even started teaching it as established fact. Family binge watching became the poster image of the myth. So this 15% idea has quite the origin story. First, let's look at why so many people believe this is true. When your eyes are locked on a screen, your hand keeps moving on autopilot. Your brain is busy processing the story, not your stomach. Your body's fullness signals get quieter when you're distracted. Ever noticed your popcorn bowl empties itself during a movie? Fast-paced content can make you eat faster too. Time seems to disappear, and so does your food. People eating quietly at a table tend to eat slower and less. A distracted brain juggles too much and awareness drops. Your hand can fall into a repetitive feeding loop. Food ads on screen can trigger cravings before you even notice. Kids especially tend to keep eating as long as cartoons keep playing. Your body's "I'm full" signal can get completely ignored. Binge watching often means binge snacking right alongside it. Some studies link screen time directly to higher calorie intake. A scary movie scene can trigger extra handfuls of chips. Your eyes stay fixed on the screen while your hand searches blindly. Attention naturally shifts almost entirely to the screen. A whole pizza can disappear without you even registering it. Commercials are designed to make you hungry on command. Laughing at a funny video can distract you from portion size. The more engaging the content, the bigger the portions seem to grow. Late night scrolling often comes with late night snacking. Several research charts do show more food consumed near screens. Kids can tune out a parent's voice completely when distracted. Willpower seems to shrink the longer you're glued to a screen. A great comedy can make you forget you're even eating. The feedback between your stomach and brain slows way down. Even commuting with a video playing can trigger snack cravings. Movie theaters are basically built around this exact idea. Your brain's reward center lights up for both screens and snacks. Office workers often snack more while staring at their monitors. Plates seem to refill themselves during a long binge session. Your stomach's signals can get lost in the noise of entertainment. Popcorn handfuls can sync up with flashes on the screen. A wave of distraction can dim your awareness of food entirely. Gamers snacking during long streams is an extremely common sight. This mindless eating loop has become its own well-known pattern. Empty plates and wrappers are a classic sign of the aftermath. A viral video can make you grab fries without even thinking. It can genuinely feel like your brain gets hypnotized. Home theater setups often come stacked with endless snacks. Even attentive parents can slip in extra bites during cartoons. Video calls have their own hidden snacking habits too. Combine a screen with food and portions often creep upward. Gaming setups are notorious for stacks of drinks and snacks. A jump scare moment can trigger a reflexive grab for food. People often keep eating well after the show has ended. Comfort food and glowing screens seem to go hand in hand. So yes, there are real reasons this myth feels true. Now here's where the science gets a lot messier. Different studies on this topic often contradict each other. That famous 15% number actually came from just one specific study. Some researchers focus on the screen, others focus on the surrounding context. Control groups eating quietly don't always eat less than distracted groups. Across multiple studies, the results vary wildly. People who eat mindfully can stay in control even with a screen on. A calm brain can track fullness just fine, screen or not. Some families eating dinner with the TV on show completely normal portions. Not all screens are equal. A calm nature show isn't an action movie. Mood, hunger level, and food type all play huge roles too. When scientists combine many small studies, the overall effect shrinks a lot. A relaxing cooking show doesn't seem to trigger overeating the same way. Some households with the TV on low report totally normal eating. Correlation isn't causation. Screens might just be there when overeating happens. Plate size, food type, and lighting are often changing too, muddying results. A bigger plate alone can explain a lot of the extra food. Plenty of people stop eating on their own, screen or not. Eating alone in total silence can sometimes lead to overeating too. Some studies only tested small groups of college students. A tiny sample size makes it risky to generalize to everyone. Several results are simply too shaky to call definitive. A modest, pre-portioned meal in front of a screen can stay perfectly balanced. Plenty of people show strong self-control, screen or no screen. Nutrition experts often say context matters far more than the screen itself. Eating with friends can cause similar overeating, with no screen involved at all. Eating fast seems to be the real trigger, not the screen specifically. Reading a book while eating can cause the same distracted overeating. Repeating the same experiment doesn't always give the same result. Study design and funding sources can quietly shape the conclusions. Someone tracking their food mindfully can avoid overeating near any screen. That dramatic 15% figure starts to crumble under closer scrutiny. Your hunger level before the meal often matters more than any screen. Identical meals with and without a screen sometimes leave similar leftovers. Long-term habits might be the true villain here, not the screen itself. Simple, mindful eating tools can help control portions even during screen time. Short screen breaks barely affect eating. Long binges matter more. The type of content seems to matter more than the screen existing at all. Strong personal willpower can shield against overeating impulses. Researchers still openly debate how big this effect really is. When the numbers are measured carefully, the effect looks fairly small. Sensational headlines often exaggerate what the original research actually found. Averages hide the fact that not everyone reacts the same way. An athlete eating a big meal near a screen may just need more calories. Some toddlers stop eating right on cue, completely unaffected by any screen. Plate size and food type often predict overeating better than screens do. Eating slowly tends to help portion control, with or without a screen. Some graphs comparing screen and no screen eating look nearly identical. That famous number comes from just one study among many differing results. A careful fact check would call this claim only partially true. Long-term eating patterns matter far more than a single meal near a screen. Plenty of causes for overeating have nothing to do with screens at all. Most researchers agree that awareness matters most, and screens are just one distraction among many. Some people even snack less while mindfully using their phones. Pre-portioning your snack can keep things in check, screen or not. TV dinners are common worldwide, yet obesity rates vary for many other reasons. Calm content and intense content clearly don't affect eating the same way. So the picture is far more complicated than one viral number suggests. Full attention on your meal can offset most of the distraction effect. In short, the science pushes back hard against that exact 15% claim. So after all this evidence, what's the final verdict? The scale tips only slightly towards screens can affect eating. This isn't a clean myth, and it isn't a clean fact either. The honest answer sits somewhere in between. Screens can nudge you to eat a little more, but rarely a fixed 15%. That exact number looks more like a catchy headline than solid science. A calm dinner with a screen on can still be a normal, healthy meal. Plenty of families eat perfectly balanced portions with the TV playing. You can absolutely enjoy a show and stay in control of your plate. The real effect exists, but it's smaller and more personal than the myth suggests. For some people, screens barely change their eating at all. For others, distraction really can add a few extra bites. So our official verdict, partly myth, partly reality. The core idea has truth in it, the exact number does not. Science backs a small, real effect, not a dramatic universal rule. Balance, not banning screens, seems to be the smarter takeaway. Your own awareness matters more than any screen ever could. So stamp this one, mostly myth, with a grain of truth inside. Not everything you hear online turns out to be exactly true. And that's exactly why we keep asking these questions. But here's a twist almost nobody expects. Some studies show eating in front of a mirror makes you eat less. Seeing your own reflection can boost self-awareness at the table. Compare mirror, screen, and plane table, the mirror often wins for portion control. Researchers were honestly surprised by this one themselves. People often choose healthier snacks after glancing at their own reflection. Warm, dim lighting tends to slow down how fast we eat. Harsh, bright lighting, on the other hand, can speed up eating. Eating with friends, even with a screen nearby, often keeps portions moderate. Oddly enough, eating alone in silence can sometimes mean eating more. Background noise by itself doesn't seem to help or hurt much. Even doing a puzzle while eating can bump up your portions a little. The real trigger might be distraction itself, not screen specifically. Ancient Roman feasts had entertainers distracting guests long before any screen existed. Distracted eating has existed for centuries. Screens are just the newest version. Medieval banquets used musicians and gestures for the very same effect. A small, pre-portioned popcorn bag can keep movie snacking totally in check. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to register fullness, so eating slowly might matter more than turning off any screen. A simple reminder can help you check in with your hunger mid-show. Portion control plates can help you stay balanced even during your favorite series. That one viral number breaks down into countless personal results. Placing your phone face down before a meal can bring your focus right back. Some families now choose screen-free dinners just to reconnect. If this surprised you, you know exactly what to do next. Balance between screens and food is really the whole story. Maybe it's time to put down the remote, just for dinner. Now you know the real story behind the 15% myth. Thanks for exploring this one with us today. See you in the next myth or reality investigation.